Okay, we're going to move on to our next presenter, our truly amazing human being, the ever so lovely Terry Rubin. Terry Rubin is a very cool guy. I feel like he's the kind of guy that if you work with him in the office, he's just like always going to be there to listen to you, always going to bring a smile, always going to bring a warm hug. He's really a phenomenal human being. I'm glad I've gotten to meet him. Let's see. So we also asked him some questions. Let's see how Terry answered here. We asked Terry, once again, if you had to live in a movie universe for a day, what would it be and why? Terry said, please drop me into Meatballs. Because yay, summer camp. And for, good old Gen Z, that's an old school movie. Look it up. He also said if he had to live with one quote for the day, it would be, I will take a steak sandwich and a steak sandwich. And this comes from the movie. Does anybody know what movie? Yes, Fletch. That is correct. So amazing. Terry Rubin, his last name sounds like the Reuben sandwich. He said it's not spelled the same, but he's just as delicious. And I believe him. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Make some noise for the so lovely Terry Rubin.
Okay, hold on. I didn't do what I said I was going to do. Okay.
Terry Rubin, everybody!
I know what you're thinking. There are a lot of problems in the world today. A lot. So how can speech and debate save the world, Terry? Well, let me introduce you to Chris. You see, Chris is a freshman at a small high school in the middle of the cornfields of Illinois, and he is scared to death. He's scared he's not going to make friends. He's scared he's not going to find his locker. He's scared where is he going to eat lunch. And so Chris goes for the first day, and there it is, the activities fair, Glee Club, French Club, Key Club, whatever that is. And then he sees it. Oh, speech and debate. It's like a calling to him. Competitive speaking and acting and debating. He's so excited. He might even get to debate whether Barron Trump should be president of Greenland. So he jumps right in and he is ready to go, and he's worried he's not going to be accepted to this group. But the upperclassmen, the first day he walks in, welcome him, teach him the ropes, and the coach says, I want you to research whether the oceans should be protected by the government. So he jumps in and he starts looking at research and white papers and all of these different things, and he comes up with some strong arguments for it. He says that, one, it protects fisheries. Two, they can make marine declarations and protect huge swaths of the ocean. And finally, by doing that, you're protecting the ecosystems. It's a slam dunk. But then the coach says, now you got to research the other side. And he's like, oh my God. So then he finds out all these other arguments that actually government regulation can actually hurt fishing communities and the economy, that it costs a lot to enact these government regulations, and that there's actually free market solutions. Well, fast forward to that Saturday at 6 a.m., he's up wearing a suit and tie by choice, and he shows up at a speech and debate tournament in a cafeteria where he can smell hairspray, Red Bull, and fear. And so he goes to his first round, and he's so nervous that he blanks, and he sits down. But his competitors don't just cheer him on for failing. They ask the judge, can he have another chance? And he gets it. Can you imagine that happening on a football field in high school? Oh, Mr. Referee, that quarterback threw an interception on fourth down. Can he have another chance at it, please? It would never, ever happen. So at the end of the day, Chris thinks he crushed it. But then he looks at his ballots and he realized he didn't do that great. So he looks for a reason why, and he finds out that there's not one reason why you win or lose in speech and debate. It mimics life. It's like interviews. It's like job applications. It's like applying to college. It's different. You're being judged by different races and people with different biases and looking through different lenses. And so it's quite subjective. And so there is no black and white when it comes to speech and debate and winning or losing. And so he had to learn that lesson quickly. Well, so I have a confession to make, actually. You see, Chris is me. Well, believe it or not. And there I am, freshman year at Peoria High School with that look on my face. And I competed for 4 years. I coached for 17. And well, Chris isn't just me. Chris is Supreme Court Justices Samuel Alito and Sonia Sotomayor, or Oprah Winfrey, or the hundreds of thousands of other kids who did speech and debate and learned how to lose. They learned how to learn about both sides of the argument. They learned to embrace their competitors. What if we lived in a world where people learn these skills early in life and then practice them throughout their personal and professional careers? What kind of society would we be? If you need to solve a trade war, you need speech and debate to come up with a plan that both sides agree to. If you're trying to stop global warming, you need speech and debate to come up with emotional arguments to rally around the earth. If you try and stop poverty, you need speech and debate. So I believe that if your kids and your children's children all did speech and debate, we would have a society that's more accepting, that's better communicators, and overall just better listeners and inclusive. I'm Terry Rubin, and I'm all about communication. I'd love to connect with you on LinkedIn or my email, or find me after the show. I'd love to talk to you, and get your kids to do speech and debate and save the world. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, get up for Terry Rubin. Yeah, that was so fun. Oh my goodness. Are we all having fun?